Yes, yes, yes. Mr. Raphie Dawkins with the Combat Radio. And it's been a long time. What has it been? When was the last live? A week ago? It was all good just a week ago. Yeah, maybe two. I don't know. Let me have a quick look. Let's have a quick looky. Live. Let's have a look on the last one. Was oh wow. 13 days ago. 13 days ago. Okay. So I've been kind of busy. Hence the absence. When was the last video? Let's have a look. Let's have a little looky. 5 days ago. That's not so bad. That's not so bad. So we did do something. What was that? Ryan Garcia test positive for a banned substance ahead of the Haney fight, actually, and also on the day of the Haney fight. So Ryan Garcia being active in the wrong ways. Okay, so what else we talking about? What we doing today? Where are we? We're going to give some FaceTime. Let's get some FaceTime. What's the topic? King Rye pops dirty, okay? We can talk about that. Canelo overpowers Munguia. We're going to talk about Canelo v. Munguia. What else? What else we got on the list? What else? Oh yeah. 3 pound for pound fights. Back to back. We got Inoue versus Neary. That's just happened. We're gonna talk about that. Let's adjust my mic. What else? This coming week, Kambosos, or rather Lomachenko versus Kambosos. What else? That's this coming week. What else? The week after that, it's a Fury versus Usyk. So, what is that? 3 pound for pounders. 3 different fights where pound for pound contenders are contending. You know what I mean? Arguments made for Fury, arguments made for Usyk, arguments made for Lomachenko. And one of the favorites in the pound for pound top 10, well, actually the pound for pound numero uno argument is unquestionably Inoue. As a matter of fact, where are we going with this? I need to open something. Where are we? What are we going to talk about? Yeah, we're going to talk about, as a matter of fact, why don't I share my screen? The wizard sleeve up in the building. How do you do? Let me share this thing. Okay. I don't want to share me. I'm not for sharing right about now. I'm trying to share my screen. There we go. Now you know. All right. Okay. Let's tidy this thing up. Okay. So, Naoya Inoue. Knocked down by Luis Neary. That was in the first round. I think Inoue came back. Where's the article? What the hell's going on? Is this some kind of... what is this? I gotta play this. I don't want to play that. I don't want to play that. There we go. That's much better. That's much better. So he got knocked down by Neary in the first. I think he comes back, knocks Neary down in the second. There's a couple of knockdowns. There was a couple of knockdowns, couple more knockdowns, or another knockdown, or another couple of knockdowns before, he ultimately stopped Neary. Okay, so Neary threatened one of boxing's great upsets when he stunned Inoue with a slick left hook that sent the 4-division world champion to the canvas in the opening round. Okay. Inoue responded emphatically with a knockdown of his own in the second before putting Neary down again in the fifth and eventually finishing off his opponent with a brutal right hand in the sixth. Okay. So, what does it say? The victory moves a 31-year-old to a perfect 27-0 in his career as he retained his undisputed super bantamweight championship. Okay. What is this? Neary had arrived with a less than glowing reputation among Japanese fans after a controversial past in which he failed a drug test, having defeated Shinsuke Yamanaka. And that was later put down to contaminated food before missing weight as he emerged victorious again in the rematch. OMG. It appeared that reputation might be amplified when he exploited a rare opening in the defense of Inoue, catching a champion with a sharp left counter hook that would leave the pound-for-pound great facing a count for the first time in his career. OMG. Okay, so here's attempts to make the fight gritty. A nasty one on the inside quickly backfired when he was floored by a crushing left hand on the ropes, leaving him biting down his gum shield. The end was nigh and eventually arrived in the sixth when Inoue showcased blistering hand speed to land a right hand uppercut, followed by a clinical right jab. The left Neary sprawled out on the ropes. Okay. What is this article going to say? It says something I don't agree with, but it says that the early knockdown suffered by Inoue only elevated the stock of Inoue. How does that work? How does that work? The article says he was unflappable in the face of a setback that might have rocked others far more significantly. A generational talent remains undefeated and the world remains in awe. Okay, well, I'm going to have to come in there and I'm going to have to say what a load of crapola. OMG, did Raphie really say that? Yeah, I did. What a load of crapola. Bruce Gas up in the building. Fury backed into a corner and he's hating it. Sugar Hill only there for window dressing. He's training nobody. OMG. Get to that later. How do you do, folks? Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that share button. Raphie thought he'd be rusty, but I'm flowing. But I gotta say, this is we're gonna have to talk about this Inoue thing. And that statement in particular, that statement typifies what I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to be talking about. Hold on a second. Let me just copy this and drop this in here because you know how the Raphie do. You know how the Raphie stay. We're in here for a good time, not a long time. You know, there's time constraints on the Raphie, on the Raphie's time. There's time constraints on the Raphie's time. So let's get into this without delay. Without delay. Controversial words about to be uttered by the Raphie. As a matter of fact, rat-tat-tat-tat. Okay, we'll get to the next stanza shortly. But I gotta just deal with this. I gotta address this. Let's have a look at this. A generational talent remains undefeated. Yeah, that's true. That part's true. This is the part that I have an issue with. And the world remains in awe. And the world remains in awe. Okay, really? Is that so? Is the world in awe? Is the world in awe at Inouye's brilliance? And I say to you, to an extent, not in awe. No. The world ain't in awe. The world is not in awe. The world does appreciate Inouye to an extent, but it's only to an extent. And I think I've pondered it. I've wondered why is the world not in awe of Inouye? I've pondered it, thought about it many times. Why am I not in awe of Inouye? Why am I not in awe? If Devin had the recuperative powers that Inouye has, he would still be undefeated. Was Neary juiced up? Was Neary juiced up? You know what I mean? Was he juiced up like Garcia was juiced up? Was he all juiced up and pumped up like Garcia? He does have a history of it. He does have a history of it. But was he guilty on this occasion? Was Neary juiced up like Garcia was? A knockdown followed by a beat. Yes. You see, and let me get into this. Do I want to stand up for this? I think I want to stand up for this. Excuse me, won't you? Excuse me, won't you? Here's the problem with Inouye. Okay, I think we're done. We're done with that for the time being. I think we can get rid of this. Okay, we can get rid of that. Oh, what's going on here? What's going on? Right. Let me open. Let me go to where I want to go. Let me go to a place where I want to go. We're staying on this thing. What is this? What is this thing? What is this thing here? What is this thing? Oh, this is what I was looking for. Beautiful. Bellissima. Let's pull this up. Let's get this up on the screen. Immediately. Share. Boom. This is the thing. This is the thing with Inouye. This is the thing with Inouye. Am I sharing my screen? Can you see what I can see? Let me put it up just a little bit more. Is that clear? Once a cheat, always a cheat, right? Well, that's a good question. Once a cheat, always a cheat. That's a good question. Let me put it up just a little bit more. because I don't want anyone not to see. Okay. Right. So, Naoya Inoue's manager, Hideyuki Osashi, has said Inoue became the first Japanese boxer to earn 1 billion yen. Billion yen? Dang. That translates into pounds. It's 5 million pounds. In dollars, American dollars, that's 6.5 million in one night. Okay, let us take a moment to digest this. So, Inoue, for all his brilliance, for all his style, panache, pizzazz, unquestionable talent, for all of that, for all of these years, he's only now, just now, cracked the 5 million pound mark or the $6.5 million mark. Only now, after all these years, after all the delightful displays of boxing skill, IQ, and talent. After all of that, only now has Naoya Inoue cracked the $5 million mark. $6 million, 6.5. Now, where's Raphie going with this? Well, you'll recall the previous article said the world stands in awe. But please don't shoot the messenger. But ladies and gentlemen of the jury, surely if the world was standing in awe of Naoya Inoue, surely it wouldn't be just now that he's cracking the 5 million pound mark. It wouldn't be just now that he's cracking the $6.5 million mark. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I put it to you that clearly men lie, women lie, but the numbers don't. The numbers don't. Clearly, the world is not standing in awe. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. We're going to get into this some more. I'm going to get into this some more. Hold on, the sermon is not yet complete. Hold on. Noah needs to go to half-empty arenas in the U.S. What does that mean? What does that mean? It's 2024, not 1994. What does that mean? Clearly, the world is not standing in awe. So what you have is clearly a very talented boxer. But he don't have that traction. Tell me why. Bruce Gas, tell me why. Wizard Sleeves, tell me why. Inoue don't got that traction after all these years of toil, perfecting the craft, and he's just now earned 5 million pounds, $6.5 million. Clearly, I put it to you, clearly, the world is not standing in awe. of Naoya Inoue, as good as he is, as great a boxer as he is. Him just cracking £5 million against Neary. Him just cracking $6.5 million against Neary for the first time is a clear suggestion that the world is not standing in awe. As talented as he unquestionably is. Big Boys Boxing up in the building with the sleeves. So as many U.S. pundits are claiming that he needs to go to the U.S. Well, I'm not saying he needs to go to the U.S., but clearly there's a lack of traction there. If the man is just now earning, the kind of big money, the big monies, then clearly there is a disconnect with Naoya Inoue's talent and that being transferred into Naoya Inoue's bank balance. There is a correlation. There is often a correlation. There's a correlation to appreciation. There is a correlation between appreciation and compensation. I want to hear that. I think I need to go full screen now. There is a relationship. There is a correlation between appreciation on the one hand and compensation on the other. Appreciation, compensation. And seems very clear to me that if the compensation is anything to go by, then the appreciation is not what some would have you believe it be. You see, my whole thing is that them little guys, my whole thing has always been, I've always maintained that the little guys, as talented that some of them may be, it don't have the same impact as a bigger guy doing it. There, I said it. As talented as a little guy may be, it don't have the same impact as a bigger guy doing it. Tell me I'm wrong. I suggest to you that men lie, women lie, numbers don't, and the numbers say that I'm not wrong. The world doesn't appreciate it as much when a little guy is doing it. It's not my fault. I didn't make the rules. Don't come in for Raphie. But if the appreciation is measured in the compensation, the appreciation don't add up to the compensation, or the compensation don't add up to the appreciation, whichever way you want to put it. However you want to cook it. But the world does not stand in awe for Inoue. It does not. Let's cut the crap. Let's cut the crap right now. Because we see it. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. I'm going to get to the comments in a couple seconds. Keep them coming in. Feed the beast. So what I'm saying to you is that as talented as Inoue unquestionably is, it don't rock the world. It don't rock the world like it would if a bigger guy was doing it. Don't blame the Raphie and don't come for the Raphie. I'm just telling you how it is. That's great money for a super bantamweight. What other super bantamweight has ever made that kind of money? Yeah, it's great money for a super bantamweight. But on a worldwide scale, it don't seem like pound for pound money to me. You know, for pound, you're a pound for pound guy. That seems light. It's great money for a super bantamweight, yeah. But for a pound for pound guy, that seems light. You know what I mean? Seems light. Dude just did 20. Oh, well, that's a great point. Let's get into that. All right, let's get into that. Keep the comments coming, folks. Yeah. Where we at? I'll jump on soon. Just finish eating. First, absolutely makes sense. I delayed my eating. Because I found it in previous weeks, or previously last week. I found that I was eating first, and you know, after I eat, you get that little comfortable feeling. You know what I mean? Just wasn't working out. Just wasn't working out for me. So I'm gonna eat after this, although that's late. So I won't make a habit of that. Of course, Big Boy's in a different part of the world, so he's eating a more sensible time. Me, less so. Okay. So where we at? Okay, so this is a great point. Okay, talking about Inoue. We're talking about Inoue. As a matter of fact, rat-tat-tat-tat. Raphie was a bit worried. Raphie thought James Fighter UK up in the building. Where you been, Raphie? Hey, I tell you what, been around the world, but yeah. No, I ain't been around the world. I've been on the grind, my friend. I've been on the grind. You know what I mean? Sapping the Raphie's energy. You know? Plus, I'm working out at lunchtime now. So by the end of the working day, when I come home from work, you know, hey, I just gas to. I feel you feel. Okay, yeah, man. The love is, yeah, man. I love this shizzle. Man. It's good to be appreciated. Eduardo Hun. Hey, it's always good to have Eddie. Up in the building. Is that a Russell Athletic tee? It is indeed. And it is, I've had this for several years now. You know what I mean? And it's still one of my favorite teas, my friend. It's still one of my favorite teas. If they want to come and sponsor the Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio, hey, it's only right. It's only right and it's only fair. I love them. Stop dissing Dorky. OMG. I don't even see them around anymore, but that's good. You know, the Raphie don't like to rock things that other people are rocking. You know what I mean? Would you ever consider... Well, my age is ageless. And would I ever consider a relationship with a man? You look amazing in that. Oh, thank you very much. A relationship with a man. What do you mean? Like a father and son relationship? A son and father relationship? A friend, sparring partner relationship, trainer, pupil relationship. You see where I'm going here? You know what I mean? You see where I'm going here? There's all kinds of relationships. if you're talking about an intimate relationship of an intimate nature, um, of a carnal nature, then absolutely not, my dear friend. I think that when woman was created, she was created in a manner that is caters for the needs of the man. Uh, remember, if you go by the biblical story, then the woman came from the rib of the man. Don't forget that the woman came from the rib of the man. If you go by the biblical accounts, and if you don't go by the biblical accounts, you go by the scientific accounts. Then I think it has been scientifically proven that the vast majority of men, something like 90% of men, find the fine female form absolutely delectable. And I'm firmly in that 90% category. But not knocking you, my friend. If your orientation is somewhat different, then hey, nobody's hating on you for that. It's 2024. It's 2024, and I mean you can love whoever you are orientated to love. The Raphie, the female form at its finest, is just simply something that the Raphie admires. You know what I mean? Admires the form. We're talking about the form. Obviously, personality to personality, that's a different thing when you're bringing in personality. Yeah. So that's just the Raphie's point of view on that one. Big Boys Boxing has joined us. Big Boys Boxing, do you care to touch on what Edward Hearn has been commenting on?
I kind of missed the comment, but yeah, I prefer the females myself as well. And yeah, I'm also wearing a Russell Athletics hoodie, mate. How's that?
There we go. There we
Showing
go.
my age too.
There we go. Repping the Russell Athletic. There we go. If there's a Russell Athletic representative over here, then the Raphie, and I'm sure the Big Boys Boxing would be proud to have you as sponsors.
For sure.
Okay, good evening, good afternoon, good morning. The Big Boys Boxing, how do you do? How are you today?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Enjoying watching a little bit of these little fellas, like Inoue. I don't usually watch guys that small, but he kind of transcends weight divisions. Really, he's exciting, and it's brought my attention to some other smaller fighters that were on the card as well. So it's great for boxing.
It's great for boxing. It is great for boxing. What is it? G Man Pickle says, "Hi Raphie, can I jump on the stream?" Well, you've seen the link, my friend. You've seen the link. So obviously, yeah, just press the button, and come on in. You know what I mean? You've seen the link. Hold on a second. What's going on here? Let me just adjust that just a little bit. Yeah. So the little guys. I've been talking about the little guys. Where are we? Let me scroll up a few comments. And yeah, my thing is that the little guys, they don't have the impact of the big guys. I'm sorry. They don't have the impact of the big guys.
No, I've seen a few theories on why. A lot of guys, they like to see big punches and big knockouts and whatnot. And this is one of the reasons why Inoue seems to transcend weight divisions, because he's so little where they don't usually get a lot of knockouts, and he knocks everyone out.
Yeah.
But back in the day, all the big guys were all fighting each other like they're supposed to. So the little guys were more like a prelude to what was coming up at the end of the card. Yeah. But nowadays, there's a lot less. Well, we've been blessed in the last sort of 12 months that the big guys are fighting each other. But previous to that, it's been a keep away game. Worry about your O, and the smaller guys have been able to get a little bit more attention on them if they're fighting each other, which they are. So, yeah, it's good for boxing, and I hope the little guys do get a bit more attention and a bit more appreciation, as you were putting it. with
yeah,
payment.
yeah. So the article that I read said the world stands in awe, but I don't really think the world is designed to stand in awe for the little guys. I mean, I'm just talking from the truth. I'm speaking from the heart. I didn't watch that whole fight through. I saw the first round. Noya got down. I saw the second round. Neary got put down, and I watched a little bit more. But honestly, it's man. The reality is, I prefer to watch the bigger guys. I don't mean just heavyweights, but I prefer to watch the bigger guys. Putting in their work. Honestly, as good as Inoue is. And there's also this thing where it feels almost impossible to gauge the guy. When you get up to something like welterweight, it's like you know what you're dealing with. You know what you're dealing with. You see Bud Crawford, Batter Spence. It's clear. You understand that. You understand that even if you're a heavyweight guy walking around a heavyweight, Crawford could still probably knock you out. Do you know what I'm saying? If you get into a brawl on the street with Crawford, you're a big guy, he could probably still knock you out. So he's at that weight now where you got to respect that power. Whereas with the tiny guys, you don't know. I don't know how heavy them punches translate. How do them punches translate on the street? How do they translate on the street? And I think it's because there's this thing where people don't know. I don't know myself how those punches transfer in a street situation. Because remember, boxing's supposed to be about self-defense as well. You go learn boxing. Only a few people learn it because they want to be world champion. The majority of people who learn boxing do it as a self-defense tool. And with them little guys, I mean, how much have you really got? How much have you really got? How does that translate on the street? If you watch a middleweight judo guy, he can probably hip toss anybody at any weight. If you watch a welterweight champion, a middleweight champion, he can crack anybody pretty much at any weight. He's got a crack. Because remember, they put on weight after the fight. With these tiny guys, it's hard to gauge, and that's why the world does not stand in awe. That's why this is the first time after all his accomplishments, the first time he's made £5 million in one night, $6.5 million in one night. Big boys boxing. What say you?
Are those the final numbers, or is that just his purse? There's probably gate and pay-per-views to add to that.
Is it pay-per-view down there?
It would have been pay-per-view in Japan. It wasn't down here. No.
Okay. It wasn't pay-per. I don't think it was pay-per-view here. Definitely wasn't pay-per-view.
No, it was on ESPN in America and most other places in the world. But Inoue has his own deal with Amazon. That's where PBC got the idea from. He's got his own deal with Amazon in Japan, so he'll still make good money out of that as well. I'm not sure if that's the final number you have there or not. It might be.
Right. Right. Well, I'm just going for the article. I'm just going from the article. I said that was his. That's what he's walking away with. Yeah. And that's nothing to be sneezed at. Don't get me wrong. I mean, he's earning more than I do in a year.
Yeah. Probably more than me in 20.
He's earning more than all of us. Let's be honest. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's nothing to be sneezed at, looked down on, or anything. But when you compare it with the other pound for pound guys, look at Crawford's been stepping up over the last few years. I think he got 10 million with BLK Prime for fighting Avanesian. What the hell happened to Avanesian? Jeez, fell off after that. Disappeared. Dang. It's been a pretty severe beating.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Crawford's been making +5 for a few years now. He's another pound for pound guy. Well, it's a toss-up, people. Some place it's Crawford, some say it's Inoue. But Crawford is making better money than Inoue, and has been for the last few years, been making north of 5 mil for the last few years. And of course, another pound for pound guy, Canelo. He's just had a fight where he made somewhere upwards of, where did I read it? I read that he made somewhere upwards of $21 million, something like that.
Yeah, sounds a bit right.
Yeah. So, it's just not, the words are just not translating to deeds. But you make a good point. Which other super bantamweight is earning that kind of money? And that's a fair observation. But what I
can't think of one at all through history who's made that kind of money,
Yeah, throughout history. Yeah, for real. So it's good money. Not saying it's not. It's good money. Not saying it's not. But it's not comparable with the other guys in the pound for pound conversation.
Oh, hell no. And that's not fair, really, is it?
No, exactly. But here's the thing. Here's my hypothesis. Appreciation is, there's a correlation between appreciation and compensation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
it's kind of the same with some women's boxing as well, because a lot of them are really skilled as well, but they don't get paid as much. There's just not as much interest from casual fans, I guess, is the root of the problem.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's a fair assessment. Although, if you want to flip it, you could say that some people would say the women are getting paid too much.
You could, yeah.
You know,
a lot of hardcore boxing fans might say that.
Yeah. I mean, didn't Ebony Bridges get into something with the ex-UFC boxer Darren Till? She's told a story about how a little girl in her gym said, "Is that your Porsche outside?" Well, she's in England now, so it's an English accent. "Is that your?" Well, I don't know. I do so many accents, I can't even do an English accent anymore. What the hell's going on? I'm thinking of Ebony Bridges, and I'm trying to go to an Australian accent. But anyway, a little English girl said, "Is that your Porsche outside?" And then Ebony Bridges said, "Yeah." The little girl said, "I love Porsches." And then then Ebony Bridges said, "Well, you train really hard in this training. You train really hard, and you'll get one. And if you train really hard in this training session, then I'm going to take you for a spin." So the little girl trained really hard, and Ebony Bridges took her for a spin in the Porsche. Well, Darren Till comes back and says, "Yeah, did you teach the girl that she's going to get her tits out as well?"
What an asshole.
He said, "Did you teach the girl?" Well, is he? Because that's real. That's real. Teach a girl that she got to get her tits out and get her ass out and shake her booty in lingerie.
Yeah, he was taking a dig at Ebony Bridges in particular, not just women in general, I think.
Yeah, he was specifically Ebony Bridges, and it's a fair comment.
Yep,
it's a fair comment. That's how she got. That's how she got where, partially how she got to where she got to, partially by getting her tits out and getting her ass out. That's what made me pay attention to her. I don't know about you, big boys.
Well, it made me remember her name the first time I saw her when she was like on the scales. I said, "Oh, okay, you got this chick here. Okay, her name's Ebony Bridges, right?"
Yeah, Ebony Bridges. I remember that name. Exactly.
Yeah.
So Darren Till never lied. He never lied. It's the truth.
It's nature.
You know what I mean?
You want to show it off? Men are going to want to look at it.
Hey, if it's in good shape, mate, count me in. Count me in. So, so that's the other side of the coin. That's the flip side. And yeah. I mean, so who is the pound for pound number one? Well, do you, then the other argument is, well, you don't count the pound for pound number one by wage bracket. Yeah, and that's a fair comment as well. That's a fair comment as well. But you can count appreciation by wage bracket. There is a correlation between compensation and appreciation. There is a correlation between appreciation and compensation, and maybe Canelo's one of the most appreciated guys out there. Maybe. Certainly talked about, notorious for various reasons, for good things, for bad things. who were the top earners in boxing. Then Anthony Joshua. You know what I'm saying? Appreciation, compensation. Usyk
Well, see,
now.
you can look at the other side of the coin as well. Look at Ryan Garcia, how much money that fool makes.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise. Well, then again, you see, he creates.
He's not even pound for pound.
Yeah, well, he ain't definitely ain't pound for pound. Not in my book. He ain't pound for pound in my book. But then you see, impact player. Does he have an impact on the sport? Does he have an impact on social media? Does he move the commercial needle? And
he's living proof that if you run your marketing strategy well, you don't even have to be that good. Same with Tank Davis. Look at them. Yeah.
Good example. Another good example. Tank Davis is talking, saying. I saw somewhere where Tank Davis is saying, "I think I'm eclipsing Floyd Mayweather now." Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Dude's thicker than a post.
The 31-year-old prospect, Tank Davis, the 31-year-old prospect. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna fight this guy. No. And then when the fight comes around, who you're fighting? You're fighting another also-ran.
Droopy-eyed Frank.
You know what I mean? Yeah. You're fighting another also-ran. And then he has the audacity to say, I think I'm about to eclipse Floyd Mayweather. Get the hell out of here. For all the criticisms you can level at Floyd, he was fighting the best out there. He was fighting the top 5 guys regularly.
That's right.
So,
I mean,
yeah,
there's no way he's eclipsed him with opponent level, or with legacy, or with income. None of them. So what's he? He's talking through a hole in his head.
Yeah, or somewhere else, different hole, even more unmentionable. You know what I mean? So So the pound for pound thing, you go with who you like, really and truly. You go with who you like. I mean, I find it more difficult to relate to these lighter guys. I do find it difficult. I try. Believe you me, I try. I mean, who's the lightest guy I've appreciated? Who's the lightest guy I've ever appreciated? Let me rack my brains. I remember back in the day, Aaron Pryor came on my radar. Let's have a look at what weight he was to find out who's the lightest guy Raphie's appreciated. Aaron, hey.
All right. Was he a welterweight or?
We're about to find out.
Might have been a lightweight.
Aaron Pryor. We're talking about British gymnastics. Okay, let me specify. Boxing. Apparently there's a British gymnast called Aaron Pryor. Boxing record. All right, let's have a look at Aaron Pryor's boxing record. Oh, okay. Oh, you're taking me to... I take it... Get out of here now.
Super lightweight.
Okay.
140 pounder.
140 pounder. 140 pounder. Let me pull up Aaron Pryor. Let me share. As a matter of fact, let me just, I got too many windows open now. So let me just put that in my box rec, which is permanently open. So I don't have to open another window. So yeah, the Hawk. Aaron Pryor, the Hawk. And I think I got into him just because they were talking about him so much on TV when I was a little one. Aaron Pryor. So let me bring him up because I don't even remember how he came on my radar, but he did at some point come on my. I think he was a TV announcers. They were bigging him up, so I said, "Well, who's this cat? Who's this cat?" And yeah, I got into Aaron Pryor. Let me share it on my screen. Let me share it with y'all. There is it. There we go. Aaron Pryor. Let me see how. So, Aaron Pryor, am I sharing? Yep. Okay. Aaron Pryor, super light. Jeez, he's light. Super light. 5'6", 69-inch reach, Cincinnati. Didn't Sugar Ray duck him? That's the thing. Didn't Sugar Ray Leonard duck him? That was the big talk. Sugar Ray Leonard wouldn't fight the Hawk. Wouldn't fight the Hawk. That was a big talk. Wouldn't fight the Hawk. He did duck him, allegedly, apparently. Sugar Ray Leonard didn't want nothing to do with him. Alexis, Jesus Christ. Alexis Aguero. Okay, I remember being a fan of Alexis Aguero too. He was one hell of he was a slick boxer. Alexis Aguero. Damn. And he beat the Hawk, beat him. Jeez. Beat him twice.
Yeah, twice. I'm just looking at it.
Back in the days when he was 15 rounders. Good God. I remember being a fan of Alexis. Now, this is triggering my memory. I remember being a fan of Alexis Aguero.
Knocked him out in the 14th and then knocked him out in the 3rd.
Knocked him out in the 10th.
Oh, no. Sorry. Yeah, 10th and 14th. I'm looking at
Yeah. I remember Alexis Aguero down. He was a slick boxer. Let me see how many other names, but I don't recognize a lot of these names. So that just goes to show it was the TV commentators who got me into this cat, because this is not my weight category. Jose Fernandez.
Surely there'd be what about Ricky Hatton?
Ricky Hatton. Yeah,
he's 140 as well.
Ricky Hatton. Ricky Hatton, there's only one Ricky Hatton. Ricky Hatton who fought Ricky Hatton beat Tszyu, didn't he? Tszyu's dad, Costa Tszyu.
Yeah.
Costa Tszyu. Yeah, I remember watching that fight. Okay, so I have
some smaller guys, but they're pretty high profile.
Yeah.
By the time you get notice of them.
Yeah. They're already, I like the cream of the crop then. Okay, fair enough. I have liked some cream of the crop lighter guys. Okay, so this means that I mean Sugar Ray Leonard, of course. I was a huge Sugar Ray Leonard fan. The Hawk was if Sugar Ray Leonard wore the white hat, the Hawk wore the black hat. Remember when Superman turned bad and he was sitting in the bar flicking them peanuts and they were shooting across the place like bullets? Yeah. Well, sometimes you like the guy in the black hat. And I think that was the appeal of the Hawk. He was the outsider and rides into town wearing the black hat. Sugar Ray Leonard. Yes. Yes. Sugar Ray Leonard wore the white hat. Aaron Pryor wore the black hat. So I think what we've found out by this little thing is that, yes, I have occasionally, well, let's check out Sugar Ray Leonard, because, oftentimes, let's say Sugar, are they going to have him as Sugar Ray Leonard, or they're just going to have him by his proper name? Let's say Sugar. I can't even see the words, the lettering on the keyboard because they're wearing out. Sugar Ray Leonard. Where's Leonard? Sugar Ray Leonard. Let's see. Sugar Ray. Damn. Sugar Ray Leonard, man. Sugar Ray Leonard. Come on, just Sugar Ray Leonard. That's all I need. Don't give me a hard time. No, not all fighters. Pro. It's not going to give me Sugar Ray Leonard. It's not going to give me Sugar Ray Leonard. And I'm not going to spend all my time trying to find him. Been working out, Raph. Yes, G Pickle, I've been working out, yes. He's a super bantamweight and not required Brit. What do you mean not required Brit? American or an idiot seems to be a requirement for boxing money today. I can't decode that, Wizard Sleeves. I can't decode that. where are we? Let me come out to that. Let me go. Sugar Ray Leonard is another lighter guy. Let's pull him that I enjoyed. SUGA. Sugar Ray Leonard. Okay, there we go. Let's get the. Maybe I can get box rec through him. Can I get to yes? Yes. We're finding out new ways. Let's share this on my screen. Present. Boom. Which tab am I looking at? Sugar Ray Leonard. Okay. So, where are we? What weight did he predominantly compete at? Let's get this out of the way. Let's go. What are we looking at here? Welter. So he's a welterweight. So he's not really particularly light. He's a welterweight. I'm cool with welterweights. You know what I mean? So he ain't particularly light. He's a welterweight. I'm cool with that weight division. Always have been. Roberto Duran fought him the first time and lost. Unanimous decision, 15 rounders, and then he beat him in the infamous no mass fight.
Well, there's a smaller than 140 fighter you would appreciate is Roberto Duran. He was widely considered the best lightweight ever when he was at lightweight 135.
Oh yeah, 135. So yeah, okay, it's happened. I have at times being an appreciator of and then we have Wilfredo Benitez.
Yep,
he was a lighter guy also. Welterweight, yeah.
When you look deep into it, there's a few there really, but you just
yeah.
You know, I kind of have three categories. There's 130 and below is I really don't watch a lot of it because it's not that exciting, but there is the occasional fighter like Inoue.
Yes.
That is exciting to watch. But then 135 to 147 or 154 is, I'll watch a few of the higher profile guys in there. I'll even look for some of those fights. But 154 up to heavyweight is, I got to watch it all the time, you know?
Yes, absolutely. Dave Boy Green, I remember him. He's a scrappy English guy. He loved to scrap. Roberto Duran, obviously, one of the best ever hands of stone. Larry Bunds, I thought he was a baseball player. Where are we? Thomas Hearns, yeah, of course, one of my favorites. Up there with the likes of Sugar Ray Leonard. Obviously, my second favorite fighter of all time, marvelous Marvin Hagler, but he competed at middleweight. So there have been a few guys. Hector Camacho, hell of an entertaining fighter. So what did he campaign at for the majority of his career? Let's go back deep.
Macho Camacho.
Yeah, Mucho Camacho. Is he Super Feather 9? He was down there too. Super Feather
130.
Yeah. So there have been, now look at it. Now we do a forensic examination. There have been those standouts. There have been, but even you see, with Hector Camacho, he was I don't know. I mean, he was an entertainment package. Yeah. He was an entertainment package in and out of the ring. He was just, he was a controversial cat. He might say something, he might do something at the weigh-in. He was an entertainment package. He was a whole package. He might have a witty retort. He was witty on the mic sometimes. He was funny. He was a little bit controversial. Whereas Inoue only does one thing, and that's fight. Now, that shouldn't be a criticism, but if you only do one thing and that's fight, then that can almost be problematic.
Yeah.
That can almost be problematic because people like entertainment in the ring, but they like a little bit of something outside of the ring as well. They like a little bit of pepper. They like a bit of seasoning outside of the ring seasoning. They like a bit of character. They like somebody who's good on the mic. So one problem with Inoue may be with his PR is that does he even speak English? He might not speak English. He might not speak English. The only thing he does is fight. Now, does he fight well? He fights splendidly well. One of the greatest out there, yes. But is that one dimensional? If all you do is fight, is that one dimensional?
Well, I guess he's fought in the US before, but doesn't bother going out there anymore because he's going to be taking pay cuts and whatnot because he doesn't speak English. He can't talk to the crowd after the fight. Yeah. He does do the mic thing after his fights in Japan and takes his time doing it. I guess the best thing for him is to stay in Japan, and if anybody wants to go and challenge him for his titles, they go there because they can make more money going there to fight him.
Yes.
He goes anywhere else in the world, he's not going to get that compensation, even if there is appreciation. So there you go.
Yeah, so there you have it, folks. I think I've kind of nailed down some of my. So when I look at some of the lighter guys who I appreciated the most, look at Roberto Duran. Sugar Ray Leonard said in the first fight, when I looked into his eyes, I felt like I was looking into Charles Manson's eyes. You know, felt like I was looking into the eyes of a killer. Now, the bottom line is, folks, I don't make the rules. I didn't make the rules, but the bottom line is this. If you've got a little bit of something going on outside of the ring, if you've got a little bit of character, a little bit of personality that is displayed outside of the ring. I mean, look at Roberto Duran outside of the ring. He was a spicy guy, spicy. Look at the Hawk, spicy guy. Aaron the Hawk Pryor, spicy guy. Look at Alexis Aguelo. Okay, he wasn't spicy, but he had that slick thing going on, the slick Latino, you know, just a good guy. Just a good guy, you know. I speak broken English, you know, but I'm a good guy. He had the good guy thing going on. The guy in the white hat. Look at Sugar Ray Leonard. He's the guy in the white hat with a little bit of conceitedness. It's like I say, I like you, but I don't know if I knew you that I'd really want to go for a drink with you because you might want to try and take my girl because you're a gold medalist. You know what I'm saying? You know, so they all had a little look at Marvin Hagler. He had that little bit of a chip on his shoulder because he wasn't appreciated. He didn't get the breaks early on in his career, and anything he got, he had to work twice as hard as the next man to get it. So he had that little, you know, he had that grit. He had that blue collar grit about him. You know what I mean? So that was his thing. So they all had some element, some kind of character. You know, you could write a film and put their characters are already there. You already know the character. You already know Marvin Hagler's gritty. You already know Sugar Ray Leonard is kind of like the slick guy that you want to punch in the face. You already know that Alexis Aguelo is the cool Latino guy. You know my broken English, but you know I look good and hey, you know I'm a good guy. We all know Mucho Macho, the Macho Man, is coming in the, you know, he's doing the Prince Nassim shorts before Prince Nassim. So they all had their little character already written for them if they go into a film. Do you see what I'm saying? Whereas
basically, if you're under 135 or 140 pounds, you got to make yourself seen in one way or another to make good money. Because just using your fist to do the talking ain't gonna make money. It might give you some great legacy, but you ain't gonna make great money as a little man.
You know, no.
It's all about marketing.
Yeah. And sometimes it's self-marketing. It's like mucho camacho. The Macho Man, he made himself into the Macho Man, the Comacho Man, you know. But he's like a cartoon. It's like these adverts now from Al Turkey. You know, they've all got a character. They've all he's giving them a character, even if they haven't got a character outside of the ring. He's giving them a character now in these little mini movies, you know. And to be marketable, you know, that you need that. You need that. You know, he's like a one-dimensional guy. All he does is fight, and that's not a bad thing. But if for marketing purposes, I'm afraid to say it is a bad thing.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I guess some fighters have different goals as well. You know, some just want to fight for legacy, do their thing, make their money, and get out. I suspect that's maybe what kind of fighter Inoue is.
Yeah.
I guess you could put Alexander Usyk in that bracket as well.
Yes.
You could put Terence Crawford in that bracket as well.
Kind of,
there's
but
other fighters.
He jumped out though. He jumped out on Errol Spence though. His personality exploded out with Errol Spence. He went to a different level because before that he was definitely in that bracket. But his coming out party was Errol Spence.
Yeah, well, you're seeing him in front of the camera on DAZN these days, doing interviews and talking a lot more than he was before.
Yeah.
So maybe he got a taste of that money and he's decided, okay, I've got to market myself a bit better here. Let's go.
I got to talk because he's always had a personality. If you look at his interviews, you know, there's a lot going on behind the blandness. He used to come over as bland. I'm just here to fight and, you know, blah, blah, blah. But there was more there. And now he's opened up. Like, I'll give you another example, a poor example, but still, Chris Eubank Jr. He never used to talk. His dad used to talk for him.
Yep. And
then he opened his mouth and realized he was the bad guy. So he played the role.
Yeah.
And so he's getting the 5 mils now without having to be a champion.
Yeah.
So
clever.
Yeah. You're fighting.
I wonder if it's also the point that he's maybe realized that he's probably not going to end up a long-reigning world champion, so he's got to do something else.
Yes.
To, you know.
But any which way you get there, you get there. You see what I'm saying?
That's right. Yep, for sure.
Any which way you get there, you get there. He's there. He's there. He's making millions. He may not be a champion. I think he could have been if he'd have been a better listener. But he's never been the best listener in the world. And but he's doing fighting is more, yes, Tone up in the building. Yeah, man, busy. But you know, I'm glad that when you get out of the habit of doing a live, it's just you know, you come home from work, you're tired. It's just, oh damn it, you know, you don't want to. Yes, you just want to chill, man. But I'm glad I did this because obviously I've got a lot to say, and you know, Big Boy's is here. He's got a lot to say, and there's people want to listen, people want to talk, people want to contribute. So it's worthwhile. I'm thoroughly glad I did it. I felt tired before, but as with these things, you get energized as you go along. But yeah, I mean, the show didn't go the way I thought it would. I think it deserved. I think it deserved. I think I owed an explanation to the nation, boxing nation worldwide, why I'm not so super high on Inoue. He do, and I owed it an explanation. There needed to be a discussion because even I didn't know what's stopping me from fawning at Inoue, and I think there's a few things missing for me. One, he doesn't have a persona. He's the what do you call the typical the Japanese? They were historically known as stoic,
very polite and quiet.
Yes, quiet, lacking in emotion, seeing emotion as a weakness, stoic, almost I don't want to say bland, but yes, non-emotional. Non-emotional.
Yeah.
And that's the opposite of what gets boxers noticed. Emotion, three-dimensional, quirks. Chris Eubank Jr. doesn't listen. Sugar Ray Leonard always acted like he always got the feeling he was a conceited, yeah, I got all the answers type of guy. Marvin Hagler, you did me wrong back in the day. Look how long it took me to get a world champion at his championship fight. I deserved it way before that. And always that edge, always that grit. I'm going to have to take it because nobody's going to give me nothing. Mucho Camacho, just the showman. Not the best in the world, but a showman. He's going to give you a show nonetheless. Vuito Antuofermo, just a gritty Italian with about 100 scars over each eye. And the list goes on. The list, what's that guy? Ray Boom Boom Mancini, with them big boom booms, and comes out to the ring and he's, I'm the Italian guy from the Italian community representative. He had something, he had the big collars back in the day over the jacket, and they all had something. They all had a little flair. So I had to try and pin it down. Why is there a disconnect between me and Inoue? And I think the disconnect is the Japanese stoicism. The Japanese stoicism, just the no emotion. The no emotion thing, it's a problem for me. It's my problem. It's not his problem. But then it is his problem because a lot of people probably feel like that. Well, how do we connect?
Yeah, well, it is his problem if he's trying to chase money because he needs to market himself better. But I'm not sure if that's his focus as all. But I certainly enjoy watching the dude. I don't really watch him outside of the ring, and as a strictly boxing fan, the stuff outside of the ring, I try not to get too involved in that stuff anyway. I'm only interested in the boxing. I don't have time for all that other crap these days.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
Yeah, well, I hear you. But for the broader picture, each boxer is a bit like an action figure.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Each boxer is a bit like an action figure, and he represents something. His action figure represents something. What does that action figure say to you? His action figure is like stoicism. I will not show emotion. I will go in there and I will execute. Yeah, sorry, it's a Manny Pacquiao voice. Okay, whatever. My Japanese, I'll have to work on my Japanese accent. It's not there yet, but I will execute my objective, and that's it. I will say thank you. I will bow to the crowd. I will say thank you for coming out. I will say Happy Mother's Day and thank you and goodbye. I will kiss a child and say goodbye. And that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. But each boxer is like an action figure. If I'm a manager, I'm thinking that way. If I'm a promoter, I'm thinking that way. He does one thing, and he does it exceptionally well. Me, I like the
entertainment.
I like the entertainment and I like the storylines. I like the entertainment and I like the storylines. When Sugar Ray Leonard was doing his thing, when Marvin Hagler was doing his thing, when Alexis Arguello, Wilfredo Benitez, Boom Boom Mancini, in them days, they're just fighting everybody. Everybody's fighting everybody, and there was some gamesmanship and all that shizzle. Great fighter, but there is the storylines. I don't know, man. I don't know. It ain't working for me. I'm sorry, folks, but I need every boxer's a little action figure, and I appreciate what he does, but it don't translate. Finally caught alive. Salute to Raphie and the Combat Radio Nation. Aaron Daly up in the building. So far, you know, he has been a class act. He's a class act. He's a classy cat. He's a classy cat. He's a classy cat. But there's a disconnect, you know. Men
No
like,
drama is at the end of his career, no matter how good he does,
yeah.
it's not something you're going to be able to make a movie out of.
No, no,
Yeah.
no.
So there you go.
You know, you can't make a movie out of the cat. You can do Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
You can do even Anthony Joshua. People who said he's bland, but you can still make a movie out of his shit.
Mm.
Who else? Usyk, less so. But you know, Russian. Ukraine. I'm not Russian. I Ukraine. So you can make a dry movie, a gruel, you know, black and white, maybe running through the snowy friggin' hills. You know what I'm saying? Because like people say, he's fascinating, interesting. Yeah, he's bland as to me. I'll be honest. Usyk is bland as to me outside of the ring. Inside the ring, different story. Outside the ring, he's bland as sugarless porridge. How about that?
Oh, yuck.
Well, still, there's no milk. It's just porridge and water. No sugar, no milk.
Yuck.
No fruits, no blueberries, no bananas chopped up in there. Just the actual oats and hot water.
Yeah, yuck. Anyways, Raphie, I've got a roll. I've got a visitor turning up shortly. But
Yeah,
thank
man,
you very
hey,
much
that's
for having
cool.
me, man. I appreciate it.
100%. That was the big boys boxing all the way from down under New Zealand, the Oceania, representing the Oceania. Very nice of him to drop by so we could have a conversation. And I've actually done the porridge and water thing when you run out of milk and maybe I didn't have any sugar. So I've done the porridge and water thing. It's terrible. You feel like you've gone wrong in life just because you've run out of milk and you have to do porridge with water. And you know, the Raphie doesn't really deal with the sugar. So, you know, it could end up with literally porridge and water and nothing to even just give it a hint of sweetening. That's a horrible scenario. But yeah, I said the 3 pound for pound fights back to back. I don't know how long I'm going to carry on with this because let me sit down for this. Do I want to sit down now? I want to remain standing. I remain standing. Raphie hasn't had his evening meal because every time he had his evening meal, he kind of fall to sleep. And then next thing you know, I've missed the show. It's gone a bit later. Salt, I don't really deal with the salt too much, you know. Although salt in small amounts is good for you. I got some Himalayan salt in there, but so many things have added salt, hidden salt in it that I'm almost salt free. I very rarely add salt to my shizzle. Every now and then I get cramps, and that's probably due to exercising with a lack of salt in your system. So really, I should just add a pinch of salt here and add a pinch of salt there. What did I say? Because I ain't really going too much longer with this, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Raphie wants to relax, you know what I mean? But I did put it in the title, so I should talk about it. 3 pound for pound fights back to back. So what we talked about Canelo. Talked a little bit about Canelo. He put that whooping on Munguia, Jaime Munguia, but I've already talked about Canelo's. He's still a top fighter, but who was the last guy he knocked out? Who was the last guy Canelo knocked out? You know what I mean? Can he still do it? Can he still knock people out? Well, I guess he can knock some people out, but you know, he drops people, but can he knock people out anymore? He's getting a little bit, his head movement, and he's still got defensive skills, yes. And still got a lot of skill, still full of skill, still got a lot of skill, but I mean, couldn't stop Munguia. That's not a slight on Canelo that he couldn't stop Munguia. It's no slight on him. But one time you'd have kind of expected him to stop Munguia, maybe. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You see that? Did you see that? Damn, I'm busting up the studio. So he's strong. Well, where's the snap? Where's the snap? Don't tell me I've snapped my shizzle. Where's the snap? Where's the snap on the end of his punches now? You know what I mean? Where's the snap? So he's a pound for pound guy. I think he's on the back end of his career. He's given us many a great moment, entertaining moment, but I think he's on the back nine. Now. Still very skillful, still very talented. But yeah, I think he's lost a step. Which is no insult. What goes up must come down. What goes up must come down. You know what I mean? So that was the 1 pound for pound of fighting. Inoue, pound for pound fighter. One of the top pound for pound fighters. Who else? Who's coming up? Oh yeah. Where is it? Where am I looking at? Oh yeah. I'm looking at the thumbnail. What was it? Lomachenko versus Kambosos. How do I think that's gonna go? Well, I think Lomachenko. He was a legit top 10, probably still is a legit top 10 fighter, maybe. Is he still a legit top 10 fighter? Let me readjust my mic. So I was just busting up the gaff. Okay, yeah, that looks a lot better. Probably sounds a lot better too. Lomachenko versus Kambosos. Where's that happening? I think that's happening down under. That's happening down under in Australia. What I think's gonna happen? I think Lomachenko is gonna show his class, gonna show skill. Teofimo Lopez messed up. He thought he's just gonna walk in there and batter Kambosos. Foolish. I like Teo. I do enjoy Teo. I think he's given us some fantastic moments. So even though he's a bit scatty, he's had scatty moments. Even though I think his father, has let him down from time to time. I do enjoy Teofimo Lopez. I think he brings value inside the ring. And listen, if we're talking about commercial value, you know, it's wise to bring value outside of the ring too. If every boxer's an action figure, then if you've got a little bit about you outside of the ring, then it benefits you. Where's my damn thing? Where's my shizzle? I've been standing up this whole time and I haven't been getting no steps recorded because my damn phone was on the side. Damn, that's unfortunate. But yeah, if every fighter's like an action figure, then you know you gotta have a little bit about you outside of the ring too. Teofimo has that. A little bit of drama, a little bit of nonsense, a little bit of sense every now and then. You know, he's going through the thing with his ex-wife. You know, she tried to not let him have the kid and all that crapola. So you got the human drama aspect. You can empathize as a man or woman leaving you and taking your firstborn son. You can empathize with him on that front. So he's got a little bit going on outside of the ring too. So, you know, entertainment inside the ring, a little bit of action figure drama on the outside. So what led me to that? Why am I talking about that? I think Loma wins this fairly comfortably. He should do. Oh, the reason I was talking about Teo is that He forsook. Is that a word? He forsook his talents, his boxing talents, his boxing skills, aided by his father, aided and abetted by his father. You could, if you're a skillful boxer, don't overlook that. Use that. Those are skills. Use that. Don't go in there thinking you're a brawler. Although I think he's a brawler boxer, isn't he? He's a bit of a brawler boxer, but just go with what's gonna just go with the skill, man. Go with the skill. It looks better as well. It looks better. I want to see skill. And then if you want to come with a huge overhand right and then get your head off the center line and then come back with a left, with a chopping left, yeah, go for it. Go for it, but don't forsake your skills, man. That's why I watch. I watch for the skills. I watch for the spills. I watch for the thrills. I watch for the in-the-ring action. And I watch for the action figure action outside of the ring, too. A little bit of something about yourself. Don't be so bland. Don't be like porridge and water and no sugar, no fruit or no sugar. Come on. Don't be that guy. But if you're that guy, then embrace it and be you. Be authentically you. But look at Crawford. He was talking about Crawford. Crawford was that porridge and water guy outside of the ring. He was that porridge and water and no sugar guy outside of the ring. He was. And then he started to come out a little bit. Little by little, he came out. And when he came up against Errol Spence, he just said, all right, come on, let me be me. Sometimes, remember the Jacksons, how they always used to talk quiet and say, yeah, oh yeah, we come from Gary, Indiana. And they all spoke softly. Man, there came a time, or did there come a time? Well, there's some hidden recordings of Jacko, Michael Jackson. He's just talking like a normal guy. He's just talking like a normal guy. Yeah, slightly high pitched. Yeah, slightly high pitched like that. But he's talking more normal. You know what I'm saying? He's talking more normal. And he listened to rap. You know what I mean? He listened to rap. He knew what rap was. So, but sometimes you get into this, I don't know, this mentality. Oh, yeah, I got to be nice. It's like a kid. Well, we're not kids. We grow up. We, as children, maybe we're a reflection of our parents somewhat. But then as an adult, as you grow, you become a reflection of yourself. Yes, you're a reflection of your upbringing, but you become more yourself. Who are you? Who are you as an individual? I'm repping me now. I'm me now. This is me. I'm not a kid anymore. I'm a grown-ass man. I'm repping me. This is me. This is Raph every day. You know what I mean? You gotta come out to your shell, brother. You gotta come out to your shell. But even Loma, he had his action figure moment when he was crying backstage when he got beat by Devin Haney, and he was crying, he was sobbing his poor little eyes out. Well, you know, that's showing something. That's showing something. That's showing something. You know what I mean? Okay, people are gonna laugh and point fingers, but that's cool. But at least that's something. At least you're being you. At least you're not being porridge and water with no sugar, no fruit. No milk. Come on now. You know what I mean? So I expect Lomachenko to come with the skills. And he should be looking to dismantle Kambosos, but Kambosos ain't no punk. Let's get it right. He might act like a punk, but even then, he's got his own action figure. Kambosos the punk. That's his thing. You know, he's a bit of a punk. But at least that's some kind of identity. Kambosos the punk. But he ain't no punk, as in no good, no worth. He's a tough guy. He's a tough punk. You know what I mean? He's a tough punk. He's tough. He's got his action figure character ready. You know, King Rai Pop Dirty. I mean, you know, he can have excuses, whatever. Yeah, we have to go through the process. Have they done the B sample? I don't know. Let him do the B sample. King Rai. You know, that win over Devin Haney is null and void now. I enjoyed it. But now it turns out the guy Pop Dirty is a dirty cat, dirty rat. You dirty rat. You know what I mean? That's King Rai for you. What else we're looking at? They say that, I mean, Virgil Ortiz looked good the other day. I'm a fan of Virgil Ortiz. You know what I mean? He's like, yeah, he might not be the ultimate, he might not be the thickest, most luxurious porridge, but you know, he's got the oats. He got a bit of milk in there. You know, he might have a few blueberries. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But in the ring, he's a beast. In the ring, he's a beast. You know what I mean? Then you got Floyd Mayweather. Yeah, they're saying that he's over there in Saudi. They're saying that he's locked up in Saudi, not literally locked up, but he can't leave because he's had some jewelry and he hasn't paid his jeweler over in Saudi. They're saying he ain't paid his jeweler. They're saying he's got debts over there. What's going on? Could somebody please tell me what's going on? Well, hey, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But Floyd, if you owe the people them the money, pay the people them the money. It's simples. It's simples. What's going on? Then you got Fury versus Usyk. Fury versus Usyk. When's that? Loma versus Kambosos is this weekend. Fury versus Usyk is next weekend. Who do I think's going to win? I think Usyk's going to win. But I think this might be the best Fury that we've seen in a while. It needs to be. It needs to be if he wants to win. And I sure don't think he wants to lose. Let's put it that way. I sure don't think he wants to lose. Uno momento, mami, slow your tempo. Yeah. Yeah. What some may call a B sample, Juan Manuel Marquez would call a refreshing beverage. Well, you know, in some cultures, they say that you should start your day with a drink of your own piss. OMG. I don't know about that. But they say don't maybe not your first piece, maybe your second one. Because the first one might be a bit rich if you're not hydrated, you know what I mean? I don't like the idea of that. Oh dear. The Matrix coming for Ryan. OMG. Dang. Look like Ryan's trapped in the Matrix, man. Ryan did a hell of a job with the bamboozling the people, bamboozling the public. Did a hell of a job with that. Give him credit for that. I enjoyed that fight, man. It's sad that he had to end the way it ended, but hey, we ain't seen the B sample yet, so maybe it ain't over. JMM probably has a little sprinkle on his porridge, on his oats. Yeah. Who's JMM? Oh, I'm missing you. Who's JMM? Who's JMM? Okay. What else is there on the thumbnail that I didn't get to? I think I got to everything. Man. Canelo overpowers Munguia. You're losing it, kid. You're losing it. King Rai pops dirty. Lomachenko versus Kambosos. Lomachenko, 5 points. Virgil Ortiz looking good. Floyd Mayweather in Saudi. Apparently he owes some jewelers or some people a lot of money. Or could it be that he's just chilling in Saudi? Who knows? Fury versus Usyk. I got Usyk, but come on. You know, Fury, he's going to pull out all the stops to get the victory. So it ain't no foregone conclusion. It ain't no foregone conclusion, matey. Marquez. It doesn't look good for Ryan, but we'll see. Indeed. It don't look good. It don't look good, kid. It don't look good, but it ain't over till the fat lady sings. And with that, I hear, is that a fat lady singing in the background? Is that a fat lady singing in the background? Okay, it may well be. I actually enjoyed this. I should change the name of the show to Raphie's Reservations About Inui. That's what I should do. Raphie's Reservations About Inui. Broke them down. I broke it down. Got to the bottom of it. But maybe I just leave it. 3 pound for pound fights back to back. Maybe I just leave it as is. Put Inoue versus Neri hashtag in there. Okay, you know what? I actually thoroughly enjoyed that. Now I'm gonna, out of principle, I'm gonna have to eat a little bit of protein. And I'll get some protein in my system. You know what I mean? But hey, I think we've done it. Shout out to all of you. Shout out to the Big Boys Boxing for jumping on. Shout out to the universe for giving us this opportunity to live and float through the matrix. Okay, have your say. It's Raphael Dawkins. It's the Combat Radio. It's the like, it's the subscribe, it's the comment, it's the shares, and it's the hitting the bell icon to stay updated with news and notifications. Don't forget about the live show. Don't forget about the video. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Links in the description box. Mr. Raphael Dawkins, the Combat Radio. And we are out. Blessed.